call off Cujo, please?
So they pull blood right there. I haven't told anybody this story.
Yeah,
okay,
this is
so
great.
This is just
Great
for your
story.
channel.
Okay. Anthony's the man. That is so impressive. I'm speechless. Here we have the UC Davis team here. Ships anywhere in the U.S.
So send us in for a PCR test.
It's time to get big ballin'. Has his own brand of koi food. Benny. Koi are properly quarantined for you.
Hoʻomalu, Maui.
Aloha, my ohana. We are back, part 2, here at Koi Enterprise. I'm sorry I had to do that to you, but I tell you, it's worth the wait, all right? We're gonna go into the greenhouse. We're not messing around. We're not gonna waste any time. But before we do, please subscribe to the channel, all right, guys? It doesn't cost you anything. And hit that notification bell, turn it on. It's just gonna notify you when I upload a new video. That is it. And not only that, though, please give this video a big like. I haven't asked for a big like in a long time. We pretty much covered everything here on the property, all the koi fish and all of the bins. And like I promised you in the last video, it's time to get big ballin'. Now right behind me is the greenhouse. Yes, the big baller. That's where all the big baller koi are. But not only that though, if you guys forgot in the first video, this is where UC Davis is here doing tests on the koi that came in overnight. So they've been here for about 24 hours. This is the perfect time to test the koi because they're extremely stressed out. So they're testing for all these different diseases. They're taking clippings from their gills. They're drawing blood. And we're gonna actually see the procedure. It's super fascinating, interesting, and you guys are in for another treat. Now, if you haven't seen part 1, check out part 1. I'll leave a card up above. Click that card, go check it out, all right? And there's his beautiful mom. She offered me coffee and tea, like I said in the first video. Love her. That's that big moose that he owns. Beautiful dog, super intimidating. I pulled up and I was like, okay, can we call off Cujo, please? I was super scared. I was like, hey, Anthony, I'm out front of the gate. There's a big dog. He's like, oh, don't worry. He came out and met me. But anyways, enough talking. Let's get inside the greenhouse, okay? All right, here we go, guys. We're going into the greenhouse. Whoa. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, these are the big boys right here. Oh, look at the kohaku. Those are big tancho kohakus too. Yeah, these are big babies right here. Big and thick too. Look at them all. Oh my gosh, look at the ginrin. Look at all the beautiful ginrin. Oh my gosh, look at that white ginrin right here. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Oh my gosh, look at these ginrin. Look at that speckle. Oh. As you can see, all the different tubs. There's the whole team, the UC Davis team right there. Oh my gosh, look at all these koi. A little bit smaller, but just beautiful. Gosh, you can just see the quality in these koi. Here we have the UC Davis team here. Hand picking some koi. Now these two bins, this bin here and that bin over there, 2,000 koi. These are the koi that just came in last night, or yesterday I should say. So they've been here for 24 hours right now. Check it out. It's so easy to scoop them up with that net there. Now, I want you guys to know this. Out of the 2,000 koi that were shipped here yesterday that he received, 1 casualty. That's it, 1 casualty. So it just shows you the ratio of quality of koi that came. And the one that actually passed was pinched in between the plastic bag. So that, I mean, you talk about a percentage, 2,000 koi, 1 casualty? Insane. Quality on top of quantity.
So basically they put the fish under anesthesia, so they go to sleep here, they're not dead. And then, once they put them under anesthesia, they take a sample of blood from the back of their fin, and I'll actually show you what part of the fin they take it out of.
Oh, look how pretty that is.
So they pull blood right there. And that's going to heal up just fine. They went under the scale. They're really super careful. And now the fish is basically just going to wake up a little bit.
So what is UC Davis doing here, Anthony?
So what we're doing is we're running viral testing. So viral testing is super, super important. It's something that hobbyists aren't really have access to, or it's not really convenient.
Yeah.
It's a perfect part for the distributor, for the dealer to do it here when they import them. We have a high concentration, a high number, so the testing goes fairly quickly.
And then how long does it take for the results to come back?
Depends on how busy the lab is.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Hopefully within a few days. Sometimes it takes a week. It really just depends.
Yeah.
UC Davis has been really, really good. We've used them for the past 16 years, so they're pretty good with their turnaround time.
And you do this for all your fish that come in?
We do it for absolutely every fish that come in, a percentage of every source. So for instance, this shipment we have 3 sources, 3 different breeders. So we'll do a certain percentage of each breeder.
Wow, so you're basically huge when it comes to quarantining your fish.
Yeah, quarantine is like one of our we pride ourselves in it. It's probably the most important aspect of koi. Healthy koi.
If you ever come down here to West Sac and visit Koi Enterprise, you know you're getting a high quality koi, but not only that though, you're getting a koi that's going through all different types of levels of quarantine. So when you receive the fish, you're getting it perfect. Literally like a diamond, perfect, flawless, right? I'm gonna grab this net that fell down. I'll pick this net, it just accidentally fell down. All right, let's go check them out. Let's go check them out.
Our case is that in deep population, there is only very few positives. So in order for us to make sure that we test...
This is where they're actually putting them to sleep here, and then they're gonna draw blood from the fish. So as you can see, they're just patiently waiting for the fish to go to sleep.
Yeah, so...
Are you ready? Dinar? Yep. Yeah?
We're gonna follow Anthony right now. He's gonna revive them. They just went through their little testing. What was that they flipped out of there, Anthony, out of his gills?
They take a gill snip. Gill snips are very useful. What they'll do is they'll send those in for a PCR test for particularly KHV virus. We have also used a gill snip to look into the microscope to see if there's any parasites or any other issues happening with the gills.
This is the ultimate. This is top of the line quarantine system.
This one's already, he's already awake.
Wow, look at that.
That doesn't happen often. You guys are special. Look at that.
That's a strong boy right there.
Yeah. Or, when things don't go well, it's always like...
Ohana, you guys just witnessed top of the line quarantining. These guys are actually taking blood, taking gill samples to make sure when you purchase your koi that you're getting the best quality koi, disease free. Now those smaller koi in there, the bins, the 2,000 koi that came in yesterday, they won't be ready to sell for about, what'd you say, about 30 to 60 days, Anthony?
Typically, yeah, we're going to try to do it before Christmas if everything goes well.
All right, so did you hear that? They're going to try to get all those koi that they have, 2,000, they're going to try them to get them ready by Christmas time. So the month of December, mark it down in your calendars. And they'll be under the proper quarantine system too, which Anthony prides himself, all right? That's the #1 priority. Like, He told me earlier he'd love to sell all of these fish, like tomorrow. He'd love to do that, right? He's got to sit on it. So he paid a lot of money for these kois to come in, and he'll sit on it just to make sure that the koi are properly quarantined for you. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I had to wear my koi crown by Island Silver Crowns, the white koi with the pink lotus. It's just suitable for this video, you know? I gotta respect the koi. But on top of that, I gotta do a quick crown change. No disrespect to Island Silver Crowns. There's my boy Anthony right there. My boy Anthony hooked me up with this. Check it out, Ohana. Boom, what? The Koi Enterprise beanie? Check it out. And it's a Carhartt too. Name brand. Love the beanie, brother Anthony. I really appreciate this gift. This is tight, man. I'm gonna wear this to sleep tonight. That's how much I love it. Anthony even has his own supply of food here. So if you guys are ever interested on different types, this is the guy. He definitely knows what works for your koi. So he's got bags of salt. He even has his own brand of koi food, Benny. Isn't that cool? Look at that. You can see the bags down here. I'm pretty sure he uses that to ship his fish. And I don't know if I told you guys this. Anthony ships anywhere in the US. Product, filtration system, fish. And on this wall here, he has all of his meds, everything that you need for your koi fish and your pond. He has it. Look at the filtration systems that he has here. Everything. Look at this big biofalls here. Look at that. He has everything here, guys. Gaskets. You can see all the parts back there. He's got a bunch in here. Just big shipment that just came in. And this is another reason why I love Anthony. Extremely humble. This guy is so humble. Now, he doesn't talk about this at all. As I was talking to him earlier, he didn't even mention this. But I'm like, dude, you gotta tell me this stuff. This is like major. Check this out. My boy Anthony was a judge, an actual judge in Japan. Yeah, he flew to Japan to be a judge in the 50th annual Memorial All Japan Nishiki Koi show in 2019. That wasn't like that long ago. Look at that. And then look at 2013, he was a judge too. That's crazy. Not only is this impressive, but check this out. And he was actually the first Mexican-American judge in that competition. The first, and also the youngest. Now, I don't know if he still has the title for the youngest, but he was the first. And no one could take that from him, so kudos to you, Anthony. Super impressive. Are you kidding me? The first Mexican-American to be a judge? That is insane. So when you talk about koi fish to Anthony, he's just on another level. And it's so fascinating to talk about something to him, and you bring up a subject, and he's just so educated, and he just speaks the language. It's awesome. It's actually really cool. Before I show you this, and you know, I'm talking about Anthony a lot. This guy does not tell me anything, okay? He's extremely humble. I actually got all of this information from his mom. So I'm gonna open up, this is a magazine from Japan. It's a koi magazine, okay? Now this is something that's super cool. Look at, and if you guys think I'm kidding, here it is. This is the proof. These are the judges. Look at this strutting young lad right here, huh? Look at this strutting young lad here. The first Mexican-American judge. Look at that. Look at that panel. That is so cool. This is the coolest thing. This guy just one up everybody. This is a light flex. I'll flex for him. He's a humble guy. And I'm going to speak for Anthony right now. I'm going to be his inner ego, okay? I'll be his alter ego. That's what I'm going to be. Anthony's the man. That is so impressive. Look at all these beautiful koi, Ohana. There's probably about 1,000 koi over here. And then over there's probably another 1,000. Just crazy, right? Out of 2,000 fish, only one casualty. That's insane. That's a great percentage. With the amount of fish that was shipped and the stress that these fish go through. We can check out the other side over here. Here's the other bin. So beautiful. Oh, look at that Ginrin. Oh, look at that Ginrin right there. Beautiful, man. I can sit here and just go through these koi and it's mesmerizing, you know? You talk about stimulating the brain, looking at koi, that's straight brain stimulation. And here is the team from UC Davis packing up. getting ready to go. They got all their blood tests. They got their clippings from the gills. They're gonna run the test and then get back to Anthony on the outcome. All right, my Ohana, we have the 2,000 koi that just came in yesterday, and right over here, as I swing the camera around, are the big baller koi. You guys ready to see the big baller koi? Boom! Look at those babies. Look at that. Ooh, that Tancho Kohaku right there. Beautiful. Goshiki in there. I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless. What's the most expensive fish in here? I gotta ask him. Ballpark. Give me a ballpark.
Over 10.
Just over 10 G's. Oh my gosh. That is awesome. So I'm challenging you big ballers out there. Come on down here and take that $10,000 fish. You guys talk about being ballers. Show us. We're from the show me state. Show us. Look how beautiful, guys. Look at that. I just got to zoom in on them. Oh my gosh. Look at the marking right there on that kohaku. Oh, well, look at the ginrin on that one. Yeah, this is the cream of the crop here at Koi Enterprise. Look at that goshiki. Oh, just beautiful. Good Lord. Definitely over $100,000 in koi. Just a bunch of diamonds. I told you guys it was going to be well worth the wait. This is the cream of the crop right here. These were hand-picked, hand-selected. I just can't get, look at that kohaku right there. My goodness. These Tancho kohakus. Man, I keep talking about that koi throughout the whole video, I know. Oh, goodness. You guys are in for a special treat. Anthony is gonna go get a viewing tub, I believe he is. He's gonna net a few koi and go over some of the details and specifics about the ginrin. He just told me that there's 3 different types of ginrin. So we're gonna check out one of them, maybe 2, maybe 3. Oh wow, check out this beauty. Oh yeah, I do see
the
it.
lines?
Yes, it's like 2 rows.
There you go. It's called pearl scale.
Pearl scale, gotcha. Wow, look at that. Yeah, you can see the 2 rows.
Yep.
That's called a pearl scale? Pearl scale. You can see the 2 rows right there.
More rows if you, depending on how you look at it.
Oh yeah, you can see 3. Oh, I see 3.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Wow, that's fascinating.
So this one comes from a breeder in Japan named Sekiguchi. Sekiguchi is really well known for producing pearl scale, not just of the Benigoi variety, but also a lot of other Gosanke, for instance, Kohaku, Sanke, and Sho.
Oh wow, that is neat. Wow, so beautiful.
Out of the water you can't really tell, but once it goes in the water and you get the right light,
oh yeah,
it really pops.
Oh yeah, it does. You can see that ginring, those lines. Yeah, that's fascinating. I've never seen the so intricate, the patterns.
Correct. And what's interesting about koi is certain varieties, when you bowl them, they actually change within, I don't know, 10 to 20 seconds. So what once was a koi that looked a certain way in a pond, once you put in a bowl, can actually change quite a bit.
Wow.
And the one that does that predominantly very well is called a ki utsuri. It's a yellow and black fish. The black, when it's boiled or stressed, tends to fade and turn kind of a charcoal gray, and it happens within the first minute or so.
Wow. I love the Keali'i. Those are beautiful fish too. Black and yellow. Oh. All right, my Ohana. Next to me here is Anthony, the owner of Koi Enterprise. I had to do a quick little interview so you guys can get a little bit closer personal vibe with Anthony here. Anthony, man, thank you again.
You're very welcome.
This guy is the man. I'm telling you, man, I've learned so much on koi. This farm here on your property, beautiful, man. It's awesome. You have this thing like a well-oiled machine, man. This thing is just beautiful. I want to talk to the people at home and let them know, like, when you first started to get into koi, because not only is he just like brilliant when it comes to asking him questions about koi, and he knows a lot about it, but like the passion behind it, you know, he has so much passion for these fish. And I want to talk about the apprenticeship that you had over in Japan. Like, not everybody can say that they went over to Japan and studied under a master breeder. What's the story behind it now?
So, you know, I was very young. I was about 16 when I started out. it's just a lifetime experience. It's like if the opportunity arises and it comes, just take it and do it. You know, that was a time in my life where I was young, and if I fell on my butt, I could get back up again.
Yeah. Such a gamble at such a young age.
Why not?
Wow.
So my first actually internship was here in the United States. I didn't tell you that part. It's a curveball for you.
Okay.
I was here under Fred Tonai, which was a 7-year internship here in Sacramento, California. We had one of the biggest West Coast domestic koi breeders of koi fish. And so I learned in that farm. And the interesting part about that was it enabled me to pick up certain techniques. So when I did transfer over to Japan, I didn't have to relearn a lot of those techniques because he studied in Japan as well. So he kind of passed it on while I was here, and I was a little bit seasoned, not fully seasoned, but a little bit seasoned, so that they didn't have to train me the whole way.
And then the breeder in Japan, the butterfly koi.
Yeah,
The
Suda.
history. Suda.
The history behind that, a lot of people, there's a lot of stories that go around. I sat down one evening with him over dinner. I asked him, like, hey, what's the story with the butterfly? The story with the butterfly was the family loved to travel around the world. They went to Indonesia at that time. In Indonesia, if you look it up, the wild carp in Indonesia have very long fins. That's just the way they are. And he loved that, so he brought that fish back in wanting to have the fish pick up the trait of growth. Now, if you've ever noticed that butterfly koi or longfin koi tend to grow much faster than regular fin koi.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that because of where it actually originated from. So his goal was to breed out the longfin attributes and get the growth attribute to be more dominant. Similar to why we mix Magoi bloodlining with koi, we want to get the conformation and we want the size.
Wow, that's fascinating. So you actually learned by the gentleman Suda in Japan who kind of brought back the butterfly koi.
Yeah, now there's several. There's Yamasan Marabu, which is like the nicest guy in the whole world. In Japan, he does longfin as well. And of course, there's a wide array of domestic American breeders.
Yeah, it's one of my, personally, it's one of my favorite koi is the butterfly koi. It's so beautiful.
To remind you, they're not allowed in koi shows.
Oh, wow.
In Japan, you can't have, I mean.
So they kind of frowned upon?
They're not traditional.
Oh, gotcha. Traditional, yeah.
So in the U.S., we may have a special category for koi fish, you know, where we can see them and they can compete within themselves, but they can never compete for the big.
That makes sense. That makes sense. That's wild, though, because I would think they're so beautiful and, I don't know, majestic.
Never know. Maybe one day. A lot of it has to do with just the respect. You know, you pay homage, you pay respect to something that came and got improved over the years.
Gosh, that's so awesome, man. Dude, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge.
No worries. You're very welcome.
This is the guy. I'm telling you guys, hey, West Sacramento, okay? Koi Enterprise, right there on his hat, on his shirt. I'm telling you guys, come out and visit, check out the koi farm, and make a purchase, man. He's got everything on all different levels. Baller status, non-baller status, like myself. I mean, I was talking to your mom earlier, and she was saying how no, this is all good, and she was just telling me how you wanted koi in everybody's backyard.
That's right.
And I think that's such
I never wanted to cater to one level of koi.
Yeah.
If you go to the website, and my business philosophy has always been, you got to start somewhere. And whether you can afford $100 or you can afford $100,000, I'm not going to treat you any differently because we all start somewhere.
Yeah.
I started somewhere.
Tell them the story about the fish in Hawaii, your very first koi.
Oh, the very first.
In Hilo.
Hilo. Yeah, it was in Hilo.
Check out this story.
Yeah, I was like 16. I haven't told anybody this story.
Yeah,
okay,
this is
so
great.
This is just
Great
for your
story.
channel.
Okay.
I was 16 years old. We had a family vacation. The first thing I did when we got to the hotels, I opened up the phone book and looked for every single fish store, koi store. It didn't matter. I wanted to go to fish stores. I wanted to see what there was available. I do that to every vacation. Florida, Disney World, fish stores. Hawaii, fish stores. My whole life. So I got there. I got $300 allowance. I didn't spend a dime of it. I mooched off my parents so that when I did go to this koi farm in Hilo, I found one kojaku that I absolutely loved, and guess what? It cost me $300, and guess what? I bought it. He put it in a box. I carried it on the plane. Back then, pre-COVID, you could actually carry liquids.
Yeah.
A whole box of fish on a plane, take it through the x-ray machine.
That is crazy.
And put it in the overhead compartment with you.
Oh, you talk about loyalty, commitment. That's what it is, commitment.
So we flew into Sacramento. They say, what do you got in the box? I said, a live koi fish. Can I see? Yeah, sure. Look at beautiful. And I got to share it with people. Brought it home, put it in my pond. It lived for many, many years. I don't have it anymore, but
Yeah,
it was a
great
very fun
story
fish.
though. He's a busy man. This guy's got so many things. While I was in there, he had so many calls coming in, emergency calls. He does everything. Builds ponds, services ponds. He'll fix your filtration. He sells koi. He does it all. Anything to do with your pond, koi, goldfish, everything. This is the man.
My team.
Oh,
I can't
and
do it
his team.
myself.
My bad. And he's extremely humble. I'm sort of like like I said, his alter ego. I come out and I'm bragging about him being in magazines. It's just amazing, man. You just.
One more thing.
Yeah.
Don't you do some kind of a dance? I've been watching your YouTube videos.
Oh yeah, I do a new fish dance. It's only when I get a new fish though.
Oh,
so
we're gonna have to fix that. All right, let's do that.
yeah, thank you so much,
You're
man.
welcome.
I really
Thank you.
appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
This guy's the man. This is part 2. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, man. I just couldn't do one video. I had to do 2 here. West Sac, Koi Enterprise, all of their links will be down in the description below. But not only that though, he's extremely active on social media, Instagram. He posts daily on his stories. He's always making posts. He does have auctions too, right? You have online auctions too as well, Anthony?
It's a Quintero Koi, mylastname.com.
Okay, you got that? I'll have it down in the description too as well. I saw some of the koi that he's going to have for auction. It's actually that tub that I was looking at, yeah. Remember those 3 koi that I really loved? See? I think maybe I have an eye for koi too as well. He handpicked all those koi that are actually gonna go up for auction. What a way to finish this video. Thanks again for the beanie. I really appreciate it, Anthony. I'll see you guys on the next one. Much love and aloha.
Hana upai ka pai moku hawa I hukia ela I mana ya karani. Hana upai ka pai moku hawa I hukia ela I mana ya karani.